Because when I started as well, there was not anybody like me. Like, I started 10 years ago. There was no networking gurus like me, so I didn't have anybody to turn to.
Knowing your worth, I work in the corporate world, and I feel like I'm being worked a lot more than what they're valuing me for, basically.
Thank you. Hi. I'm a small YouTuber.
Good evening.
Evening.
From Florida.
Oh, lovely, amazing.
So for those of us who feel like we're too busy with
signing.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you very much. And Nicole was sharing.
Great.
And then you to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
I share my story from the very beginning, and you know, I've been down here to quote unquote what people think is up here, and I want to show that in between. And also I think that even if you want to be a social media influencer or not, or you want to start something, or you want to be a career person, everybody needs to learn how to use social media, because it's the future for all forms of marketing. If you've got a product, a service, anything, you need this book.
Amazing. So we're going to open up the floor to questions in just a little bit, but first, these tickets sold out so incredibly quickly. There are so many people who have sent in some questions for you who couldn't be here, so we can start with one of those, I think. So one of your followers asked, I found success to be a two-part formula, having confidence in your abilities and making others believe you are capable. I've had issues with the latter. I go to a top law school, have a high grade, and have just achieved a job at one of the top firms. However, I feel in professional environments, nobody takes me seriously. How do you get people to take you seriously?
Oh, this is a really good question. And a scenario that I dealt with myself, you know, investment banking, worked at Merrill Lynch, graduate program, got into my job, and I felt like I was useless. I think this person, maybe if they've just started, you know, there's maybe lack of experience, or they're still early and they haven't learned how to be more confident. I was not confident when I first started my career. One, because I just didn't know what I was doing, but I didn't know how to speak up. So I think there's an element of being louder. I had this conversation with someone. I don't know, well, yeah, there's an element of just speaking up a bit more, I think. And yeah, you do have to kind of prove yourself to people that you know what you're doing. And the thing that I find in the corporate world is that a lot of people just talk. They don't know anything. I used to go to meetings, and the guys, and there might be any guys in here. I love guys, you lot are amazing as well, you know. But I'd see them, you know, we would sit back, like lots of me and the other women would kind of sit back, and the guys would be, it's like a bravado thing. They'd be like asking this random question, and we're all like, why are you asking that question? But they got a lot of respect because they presented themselves as using their voice. They presented themselves like they knew it. So we got to do that.
Nice. I'll ask a second one from the fans at home. Do you have any advice on approaching dating and finding like-minded people when our generation's hookup culture doesn't really appeal?
Listen, I've been off the dating scene for like 11 years. I don't know what I would do in 2019. Like, what? So I have a few friends who are currently dealing with singleness. And for me, the thing that I think, it's not a bad thing. For me, I've just seen them waste time. So I'm impatient. When I see the guy is not serious, goodbye. I'm tired. We're not going to have a conversation. Like, when I don't mind, be late once, be late twice. Wow, this is, we're not here. And I think as well, it's seeing where they stand from a moral perspective, because I think there's guys who will show you, oh, I've got the car, I've got this, I've got that, but your heart is just black. Like, no, you need to really look for people for who they are on the inside. I think that's the most valuable thing. I know we like good-looking guys. I mean, I like good-looking guys as well. My husband's good-looking, but like, just so you know. But there's more, you know. I'm going to share the story, like, in my book as well, that, you know, when I first got with my partner, like, we had zero. A car that you could hear before you could see. The window, you had to use your hand to lift the window up. The rain would come in. But we knew that we were going to grow together. And I think some of us, we need to look for those guys who we can grow together with. But if you're now 32 and he's still acting 22, no. You need to look in the 40s. Nice.
Aim high, girls. Okay, I think this is a good time to kind of open up the floor to some questions. So if anybody has anything burning to ask. I see one hand there.
Just to say, I'm really excited to meet you, Nathan. I'm really looking forward to your book. I don't know. There's a real problem with graduates at the moment who want to get the job that they want, but they need to have the experience, and yet the job that they need is the experience to get that.
Yes.
So what advice would you have for like upcoming graduates who just want that dream job but don't seem to have like the wealth bank to do that?
From my experience is you don't necessarily, if they're looking for you as a graduate, you're not going to have the exact experience, but what you're going to have is the right mindset and like that attitude. And I think this happened to my sister who couldn't get a job for like a year after graduating, where it was literally work for free. And I know it's really hard for most people to work for free, which is why I talk about side hustles, where you might have to do 2 or 3 days. She actually worked for, you worked for like 3 months for free, but she'd work 2 days a week for them, and then 3 days a week just trying to make money to live, because we've all got to eat. So if they're really adamant that you need that experience, then it's offering your services for free, but maybe it's 1 day. So 1 day a week doing that job to get that experience, and then doing, you know, the Tesco job or the retail job to, you know, have enough money. And then also developing your skills outside of a career. So what I found from a lot of people who I saw on graduate programs were that they were in the know, you know, they were all part of the boys' club, or they did rugby, or they did this, and they knew someone, and connections, like, it helps. So sometimes you've got to find out what's the spring program, what's the other programs, where are they all socializing, to really kind of get under the skin of like a brand or a company. That's what I found.
Oh, lady at the front.
Yes.
I have one. It's something I'm struggling with a little bit. It's sort of about knowing your worth. I work in the corporate world, and I feel like I'm being worked a lot more than what they're valuing me for. Basically, how do you get a pay rise without sounding like, you know, without coming out with, oh, I need it because blah, blah, blah. How do you approach it?
Yeah, so this is a big thing, and especially women with like underpaid. There's an aspect of sometimes, I don't know if you've already tried to negotiate a higher salary at the start. So what you have to do is kind of bring evidence. Like, this is what I've done, this is what I've contributed. I believe I'm worth this. Based on the market, based on other people that I've spoken to in the team, speak about money. This is my new thing, like, everyone should speak about money. When people don't talk about it, you're not helping anyone. You're not losing out by telling someone you made 30,000 a year or 50,000 a year. If anything, it gives someone insight into what to do. So, you know, ask around, find out what the market rate is, have evidence of what you have done and will do, and just put it out there. You've got to do it. And I think people like it when people come to them, not someone. Is it a big corporate? Medium. They've got the cash. and then alternatively, you move across. So you might have to get headhunted and go to another firm, and then negotiate hard as you go into another firm. But just show them what you're worth. No worries.
Great questions, great answers. Let's go for you, lady with the burgundy at the top.
Hi, I'm literally too excited. I basically had a question about, in terms of like when you started putting content out there, did you get like positive responses more from people that you knew rather than like the internet? And how did you deal with people that weren't really like feeling what you were doing, or people that just weren't supporting, kind of thing?
Good question.
Yeah.
Had this discussion in the book. I didn't tell anyone. I kept it a secret for about it was a year in before my boyfriend knew I did it. My sister didn't know, my mum didn't know, no one knew I did it. Then when I started working, so I was on my graduate program, didn't tell anyone about it at all. And then someone had added me on Facebook for my internship group. And on my Facebook, they saw one of my videos, or somehow I can't remember how it was, somehow someone saw one of my videos, and then they shared it with the whole internship group. And so they were all playing my video and laughing at me. And I actually closed my page down. I was like, I don't want anyone to see this. And they said to me, this is really unprofessional, you shouldn't be doing this. I was working at Merrill Lynch at the time. They're like, this is not what we do, you know? I already stood out because, you know, I just looked different and I was extra. And then I was this person who was doing this unprofessional thing in what at the time was my bathroom. And they told me to shut it down, and I did. And then I was like, no, I love doing this, and I put it back on, but then I like blocked all of them. So when it comes to people discouraging you, why? Are they afraid of the opportunity that you might have? Like, they should mind their business. I'm doing what I'm doing and I'm safe, so it's fine. No worries.
Hello. I have a big voice. So. Hi, I'm a networking guru, and yes. I read your part about networking, so I've got a two-part question.
Okay.
The first one was, in the early days, when you weren't making money and there weren't other influencers to compare yourself, did you find a mentor? The second part is, as a networking guru, running my own business, later on I found no man's an island. So can you just share, like, who's in your support team? Who do you have? Because I'm sure you do not do all of this by yourself.
This is such a good question. You guys are amazing. Wow, this is a good question. So when I started, there wasn't really a community. So other than the other girls around the world who were just girls all sharing the fact that we loved makeup and stuff like that. But I think that eventually there started to be blogger events and we'd meet other people. And I think this story might be in the book or on something, but someone shared with me how much money they earned. We were having a conversation about another blogger, and then she was like, well, I make, you know, X amount of money. My eyes almost popped out of my head because she was making 10 times what I was making. And I was like, okay, maybe I need to like assess what's going on here. So there are people like that who accidentally share and become part of your team, but it isn't an active thing. So I've got my own team, which includes like my sister, I've got a videographer, and then I've worked with freelancers as well. And I've had, you know, full-time staff and part-time staff, people come in and out. And then what else did you want to know?
About a mentor, because when I started as well, there was not anybody like me. Like, I started 10 years ago.
Yeah.
There was no networking gurus like me, so I didn't have anybody to turn to.
I've never had a mentor or anyone, because there wasn't anything to mentor. This is it was such a new industry. It was kind of, we're all just learning, we're all just going. Nowadays, I think there is opportunity for mentors though. And I think there's going to be a lot more like courses and people providing guidance. And that's why a book like this is kind of to provide that, like that framework for people as well. But no, there was no one. It was me and a few blogger friends. We blind leading the blind, basically. Yes.
I think I'm going to jump in with a question from social media quickly. What is the one thing you wish you knew as a grad leaving uni?
Maybe that your first job isn't going to be your only job. I think that most people think that when they leave uni, like, the job that they do, like that's about to be them forever. 4 or 5 years later, I'm not even close to what I used to do. And I was under a lot of pressure to kind of succeed and do what I was doing then. And when I was made redundant, I felt like I almost like broke down, like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? But life moves on, there's lots of jobs, and it's okay to like change career path, I think.
Oh. Lady at the back right there.
Hi Patricia.
Hello.
I have a question. Do you have any advice for an introverted black girl on navigating the corporate world without compromising yourself?
I like to think, I like to take it in. Introverted, black, corporate. I mean, it's hard because you've got to go to the pub and have those white wine spritzers. I had a lot of those. And I think, is that maybe where you're going down? Because I feel like being part of company culture like helps you get along, or you need to be a genius. So that's the thing that I found. So I worked with, I don't talk about my like job and stuff. I worked with introverted black woman who was older and a multi-millionaire at my job, but she was a genius. She was a tech like wizard who knew systems like deep. So either you have to make sure you're like the best person there from a knowledge perspective, or find something to relate with people about. And I think I mentioned it in the book that I work with all these guys, and I don't care about primal diet. Like, what's primal diet? But they would talk about it. So I mentioned I would research about it on the weekend. They'll be practicing running for a marathon. I would talk about, these are some of the things I saw about marathon running the other day. Almost like pretending. I find that most people, that's why sports are so big, because it's a thing that men used to talk about just to have a connection. So find a common ground with someone if you can. No worries.
Great.
Sorry if my answers are really long. I could go on forever.
No, I'm sure everybody's loving it. Let's go for the lady at the side.
Hey there. I just wanted to ask, I love your mom.
Oh,
and I wonder when she's going to be in another video.
We might do one soon, actually. It's her birthday coming up.
Okay. And then I wanted to ask about her property journey and how, like, that whole thing expanded.
Yeah. Detailed in the book. I swear in the first 2 chapters we detailed it. But, yeah, so she came in, immigrant journey, dad got deported, the struggle is very real. She was a cleaner. We would go and clean offices with my mum, then go to school, and she saved, and also she was in council property because she had 2 children, and at the time they used to allow people, if they could save up enough money, to buy their council property from them. She bought her council property and from then sold it for like when the market went crazy, and then used that money and reinvested it in other properties. So that's what she did. So she worked really hard. The women who, clean stuff on the trains, that was my mum. And then offices she cleaned, and then she also trained as a nurse. So while she was doing all that stuff, she did her nursing training with 2 children and my dad not being here. So she saved every penny she could to then have a pot to buy a house. Bought the house, and then that was the rest of her journey. But I think I just did a video on like how I paid off my mortgage. Woo! And I'm about to embark on the same journey. I'm in the process of buying another property now as well, because I believe in investing, and I'm going to do videos on investment and all that kind of stuff, because I feel like it's so important for us. And the only way to really be able to do that is to make money. So some people have great jobs. So my career friends, some of them own 2 or 3 properties. It's possible, even if you're not a YouTuber earning lots of money, they just work really hard. Or the side hustle, your job and the side hustle. Especially if you're single, you've got so much time, freedom, do it. And then also partnership. So if you've got a partner with the same mindset as you, let's put in a pot, let's not stunt out here. Let us save and be great together. Pension's ready.
Question from the lady at the side at the bar.
Yeah, I have two questions. Firstly, when is your adulting channel coming out? Because I know you tweet about it, you spoke about it.
I'm currently... Sorry. The team are like, yeah, Patricia. When's it coming out? I am going to bring it out really soon, hopefully at the end of this month. And you know what? I am sitting here like, I do everything. I don't. I've been trying to do this channel, I haven't started it. How many people have thought about starting YouTube channels and haven't done it? So many people want to do it. Even for me to start the new channel, I'm like nervous. I'm like, oh, can I do this? Do people like it? I haven't done it yet, but I've got the plan to do it. I will do it.
Okay, great. And if you were to start your influencing career again, like now, how would you do it? Like, what would be your advice to us if we wanted to start one?
So my advice is you have to go hard. Like, you have to go ham, content every single day, 3 times a day. And so I'm quite good friends with, I don't know if you know Twee Lee. She does like makeup videos. She's got over 1 million followers now on Instagram. She would post 3 videos a day on Instagram, like do her makeup, take it off, do her hair, take it down, do like 2 makeup looks, and have these videos constantly. And it's literally volume. And then also following trend, so what's hot, jumping on that as quick as you can, and then bringing your own spice to it as well. But you have to do a lot of content, not just this one piece once a month. Why haven't I got subscribers? I see those comments all the time. No, babe, we need more.
Yeah, thank you.
No worries.
Time to try. Hi, Patricia.
Hello.
I love you.
Thank you.
Also, I'm wearing your lipstick.
Oh, yes.
So I just finished my master's like last week.
Yes.
And it's in law, but now I feel like I have zero interest in going into the corporate world. And my degree was in something very corporate-y, commercial. And so I don't know, I'm now out and about with my camera. I'm in the process of like doing my first video. And I'm thinking, do I just throw like 12 years of education, you know, and just go into YouTube, or what do I do?
My advice is do both. So here's the thing, I worked corporate 5 years and built this. And I'm not saying go and work in a law firm, it's going to be dry and it take up all your life. I have friends who work in it. But is there a way that you can bring your law knowledge to your love of this world? Could you go and work in the corporate side for a marketing or a media agency? So I have friends who worked in finance and they hated banking. Now they work at Sony Music because she's really into music and loves artists, and she meets all the artists, but she does the finance for that side of the world, for that side of their business. So how do you incorporate your knowledge of law and your love of this world and create something? And if you want to do the videos, well, are the videos law related or not really?
More like a social justice element, which I
love that. Well, there's also opportunities within that, right? Yeah, tell stories around that. Do the social. I said everyone needs to do social, even if you're a corporate person at the end of the day. But, I mean, I don't know how you live in. You might have money where you can just, you know, enjoy life a little bit. And you're also young. Okay, so babes, we need a job. Okay, just come on, let's have money to fund us. So in that balance is my thing. It's just head first. No. So, but definitely do it as well. You're young, so you've got energy.
I'm gonna jump back into social quickly. There's a question I really liked here.
Yes.
You have a very beautiful daughter called Grace, who we all love.
Yes.
How has your content changed since becoming a mum?
Changed. I mean, my content has varied so much. You know, I started out doing hair, started out doing conversations, started out doing clothing now, doing makeup. There was a season when I was pregnant where I was doing loads of stuff around pregnancy, and then showed me getting the baby out with me at that point in time. So it just varies on how I feel. As a parent, I mean, I feel like I've become a bit more fun because we do such childish things at home, you know, Peppa Pig all day long, and I feel like it brought out that side of me, and now I just care less, so that's why I can have that like playful side.
Well. Questions, please. Lady at the front.
Good evening.
Evening.
From Florida.
Oh, lovely, amazing.
So for those of us who feel like we're too busy with our real jobs during the week, how would you suggest that we build our side hustle, even though, like for me, I'm a consultant and a nurse and I'm in a master's program. So how would I? Oh yes.
So
build that
for your situation is, and I don't know if you guys like Gary Vaynerchuk or anything. Does anyone know him? Gary V. It's basically document. So you can't sit down and start creating something new, but you're living your life every single day. Have a camera and just film everything you do. So you can document a journey. You don't have to do something separate. If you see a client, you're not going to be like, hi client, but just seeing a client, it's been quite intense, here's how I'm going to deal with it, whatever. I'm kind of tired, it's been a long night, I've got to go to my master's program. So, I don't know if you know Grace Fit, she's at Oxford University, she films every week while she's at uni, going to her lectures, coming back, she does fitness as well, so documenting might be more your vibe, and you can literally use your phone. There you go, put it on the side, hold it steady, and film just what you're doing and how things are going. No worries.
I'm going to jump right over that side.
Hello, Patricia. Hello. I love spending money. I'm newly engaged and I'm finding it difficult to save. Like, I love going on holidays. I've already booked 3 holidays already. And I'm saving for a wedding and saving for our house. And I'm just like, damn, you've got to stop, huh? Like, what is your advice to people that enjoy spending money, but also finding a balance to save at the same time whilst living the quality life that you enjoy living?
Do you know what? I applaud you for knowing yourself. Know thyself. Like, this is great. You actually know yourself very well. So, it depends. Like, are you able to fund your lifestyle as it is, right? Or is it a struggle? Because if it's a struggle, we need to really prioritize what's important. So rather than 3 holidays, let's just do 2, you know? No? 3 is luxury.
What? It is. Like, it's like, we're okay. Like,
yeah.
He has a good job, I have a good job.
Yeah.
Like, it's just prioritizing what's more important. And like, just being like, oh damn, you can't enjoy anymore for now. But how do you kind of like still live? Like, my friends go out for drinks. Like, I love like.
Don't look at friends because they might be broken for years. Never look at friends.
Yeah.
I don't look at what anybody's doing, because there are basketballers who made 10 million a year and they're bankrupt today.
Yeah.
So I think the whole thing is have a goal for what you want for your future. So fine. And also simple budgeting, like, you know, set aside, this is my fun money, this is my saving for the future. People need pensions. Have you got a pension?
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. So just, you know, budget, set aside what you want for fun and what you want for the things that you need, and just automate the money going into those locations. Yeah, but it's also just a bit of like self-discipline. Like, for now, I'm gonna have to chill on one of the holidays. But it's okay, I like spending money as well. You guys know that. You know what it is.
Thanks for all the questions, guys. This is great. Now we continue. Who else is coming? Let's go you first, and then to
Thank you.
Thank you. Hi. I'm a small YouTuber, and I've already started to get a few opportunities from YouTubing, but I really kind of want to infiltrate that circle that's like media, like. I basically want to be like Maya Jama, like she is my idol.
Yeah.
So how have you find, like, do you think just growing on YouTube is going to get you the most opportunities, or do you have like a hack or a way that you find that you are kind of getting deals with like brands, or like working with people outside of YouTube, like Do you have any advice?
So what I've seen from being in the industry is that there's YouTubers and then there's mainstream entertainers, and it's kind of kept separate. Although I have seen like certain people getting opportunities that cross over, but I think if you're thinking about going down maybe a presenter route, or presenters are broke, I'm just going to tell you that right now. I've done, not all, sorry if there's any presenters here, just saying, but like, you know, I've done a lot of TV gigs and I'm like, what? Like, really? Is this what's going on? So I think if you know what you want, use social media, not just as a YouTuber, but use social media as a tool to show your skill, because the world's going that way anyway. People are showing what they're doing on social. So the hack is be consistent and maybe don't make content like a YouTuber, make content like what you want to be. So if you're trying to be a next presenter, create a little show, present, you know?
Yeah.
And people are doing that. Issa Rae, you know, she got, what's her show called again? Insecure. She had a show that I used to watch years ago called Awkward Black Girl, and that was amazing. And now HBO have bought her show, and she's, you know, at Oscars. So, yeah.
Thank you.
No worries.
Right. Mike, oh, right there, please. The lady.
Hi, Patricia. Okay, so earlier you talked about failing fast and failing forward type thing. But how do you deal with the emotional toll that takes on you? Do you practice like different types of self-care, like meditation or anything like that? Because I really struggle with that fear of failing and then picking myself back up again.
Oh, that's such a good question. I struggle. I really struggle. And I shut down a lot. So sometimes I'm gone for like a week. That's probably me having a meltdown. I have meltdowns all the time, and it's not great. So therapy is great. I don't know if you've looked into it.
Yes, I have.
I've been looking into it. I haven't started yet, but it's one of my goals for this year. And I think there's this thing as well. When you fail, I've had so many failures that I'm almost kind of toughened to it. You can't be afraid if something's going to go wrong, and it will hurt. Things hurt. It hurts. But when you come out the other side, it's like you're like, actually, I learned from that. So don't be afraid of a little bit of pain. Like, why do women have children? Childbirth hurts, but then the benefit afterward is great. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any more questions? This lady there, please.
My question is about marriage. Because you're married as well, how do you remain focused or motivated if your partner doesn't want to do more, or is striving for better, or is almost even a bit jealous with your sort of motivation? How do you stay motivated without having to cut them off, because obviously they're married? It's really difficult, because obviously I'm just like, okay, stay in your lane, but you can't do that. So how do you stay motivated without, you know, severing the relationship?
So you have to realise what's the most important thing in life, and I'm telling you, like, striving for career is great, but when you've got no love around you, it's empty. It's really empty when you don't have that kind of personal thing. And I think I've seen situations where people are like, no, I'm going to do my own thing, whatever. Usually men, like, they leave their wife and then they're like lonely in their 50s and like, what's going on? So I think relationship is really important. Love is the most important thing. So cultivate your relationship. But I wouldn't advise forcing someone to do something they don't want to do. Also relying on someone else to help make you be happy is a mistake. You have to focus on yourself to be happy, and your journey is yours. And someone might see it and then be inspired. If they're jealous, that's a different story. Try not to rub it in their face. But yeah, sometimes it happens.
Any more questions? Yeah, lady with the glasses right there, please.
Hey.
Hello.
My question is about authenticity.
Yes.
So, as you climb higher,
yes,
and you're surrounded by lots of different personalities, how do you keep your authenticity?
I mean, I really don't find it hard, personally, just because I I'm really real. So I find that I can be quite polarizing. Some people like me, some people don't like me. That's fine. I prefer that. And I think that the great thing about YouTube is that when you're doing this for like 7 to 10 years, you can only be yourself, because you'd lose yourself if you had to be someone else. And it's important to be grounded. So for me, I spend more time with my friends and my family than I do with other people on the internet, and that has helped me keep authentic. But you know, I'm a mum, I've got a husband, I've got responsibilities, so I can't really be running up and down trying to do everything that everyone else is doing. And I also feel like that has helped me grow, because staying in my own path has helped me kind of remain authentic. Yeah. So, thank you.
Okay, we have time for like 2 more questions. Let's go to that lady right there with the glasses.
Hi Patricia.
Hello.
I just wanted to know, I'm currently working, there's a lot of lawyers here, I'm a lawyer as well.
Yes.
But I'm so over working in a law firm, and I just want to be my own boss.
Yeah.
I just don't know where to start. Like, how are you supposed to set up your own business, and how are you supposed to go about it, really?
Yeah. I mean, so do you have a product, a service, a skill?
I don't really want to do anything in YouTube. I've kind of set up a matchmaking service.
Okay.
Which I've set up an Instagram for, but I don't know how I'm going to make money and how I can force people to get together.
So maybe this is where like a mentor would be really good for you, because everyone can make money doing something. So a matchmaking service, so one, there's apps like Tinder, whatever, is similar, or people pay you for your service because you're so trusted as being the ultimate matchmaker. So have you is it called matchmade? Matchmade anyone?
Yeah, I have. They haven't got to the marriage point.
But they enjoying themselves and you were the connect?
Yeah.
Right, so how do you market yourself as the connect? How does their story become something that someone says, oh, I want that for myself, let me connect with this amazing lady who helped them, maybe she can help me. So in terms of money making, people will pay you for that. Is there not, what's her name? The matchmaker? Millionaire matchmaker. She's doing well. Imagine if she had social media as well. What? Millionaire matchmaker. That's your new role. Okay. So yes, and I always say, don't worry about the monetization in the beginning. If you have a really good gift, you know, don't worry about the money at first. Yeah. Especially, you might have some savings if you're a lawyer. You guys have some coins. So focus on how you kind of market and tell that story of what you can do, and then the money will roll in. You can also get sponsorship, you know, okay, this is a relationship guru, I mean, sponsored dinner dates or something. There's opportunity. There's a lot of opportunity.
Great, thank you.
No worries.
Okay. One more. I think we have time for one more question. That hand up right there.
Got it.
Hi Patricia.
Hello.
So I run my own business. I have 2 babies.
Amazing.
And I work part-time.
Wow.
And girl, I need to know how you do it because I'm tired.
I feel your pain. Sleep is for the weak at this stage. But no, I feel your pain in regards to feeling tired. With 2 children, that's a lot of effort. The part-time job, that's a lot of effort. And also running a side business. I mean, I think it's a case of you do the main job because you need revenue, right? How is the side business going?
It's picking up. I feel like I'm at the stage of growing it now. We're running it for a year, so we're growing the business now.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of like my second question actually. I think what the business needs is an emotional connection.
Yes.
But I think bringing that emotional connection would kind of need me to come forward as a founder and share my story as to why I, founded the business. But I'm kind of struggling with the whole confidence of bringing myself forward as the founder because I'm not the face of the business at the minute.
Okay.
I use models. It's a makeup company, so I use models.
Yeah.
And I reach out to bloggers and so forth.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of struggling with sort of being the founder and putting my face to the things like how do you overcome, I suppose, confidence issues.
Okay, so the first bit is how do you manage the time with kids and just doing so much. I mean, is as you're making more, you might need to scale down hours And I mentioned this, like when I quit my job, I took a pay cut, like literally a 50% pay cut. I had a good salary, had good money, and had to leave because I could see an opportunity. And maybe do a calculation. One, have you got savings? Yeah. So have a little savings to like cushion yourself, and then maybe if you want to take that leap, take a little leap just to take off the pressure if you're feeling tired. And then when it comes to confidence in regards to being the face, not everyone has to be the face of a business. I think that everyone thinks that you have to be an influencer. There's so many businesses, you don't know who owns them. Who knows who owns Makeup Revolution? Do you know what he looks like? I do, but no one else knows him, and it's an amazing business. So it's maybe about, but if you want to put yourself out there, the only way to build the confidence is just to keep doing it. But there's other ways to build something without you having to be the face as well. But just keep going, and if you want to cut your hours, cut hours.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, thank you so much for everybody's questions. Can we please give a round of applause?
The questions were amazing. I feel like the room is filled with just fabulous people. I love it.
So much knowledge. Okay, I think this comes to the end right now. Thank you so much, everybody. Patricia will be doing the book signing over there. So everybody get yourselves ready. Okay.
Here we have a list of what is happening here today, and Patricia will be showing up at 6:30. So here is the famous Becoming Michelle Obama, one iconic book that everyone is talking about. I'm glad I'm able to catch it here because it came out just a couple of weeks ago.
Yes. So yeah, thank you very much, and for besides sharing.
Great.
And I leave it to you guys.
Thank you. Thank you.